It says we're live.
We're live. We're dark.
Well,
Are we dark on your screen, or are we just dark on the...
what you'll need to do is... Oh, that helps. Hey, everybody. It's the Krisha and Frank show, and we are experimental. Check on your phone, or I'll check on this to see how it looks.
Oh, I got a notification that we're live.
How exciting.
Isn't it?
How exciting. Well, if you're live with us, you can tell us by commenting on YouTube.
Yeah, otherwise we don't know if you're live or
not. I guess technically if you know us, you're watching, you probably know us well enough that you can send a text. Actually, don't text me. It'll mess up my phone.
You can text me.
Yeah, text Krisha.
If you don't have my number, sorry about it.
Yeah, then you're not in the...
No, we're this dark.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. How can we put more light on our faces?
Well, I could take our blanket down.
I think the sun's not coming from that way, but if you want to take the blanket down, you could do that. Or we could take the ghost light a bit closer. Might have to go around. See how that works.
Yeah.
We could shift into the sun, I suppose. Well, anyway, I hope you can hear us. Obviously, you could hear us, right? Because you tested that. This is kind of an experimental thing. Oh, hello, Frank. Thank you for watching.
You said hello to yourself.
No. It's another Frank is watching. That's...
I was like, you said hello to yourself?
No, I said... Oh, look at you. What are you going to do?
We need a ring light.
I thought you had a ring light.
I have like a generic ring light.
What, you want a brand name ring light?
Like, if you don't like our faces, sorry, we're dark. This is the first time we've done this. We're fine.
We'll work on that. We're using, we don't have enough YouTube subscribers to go live from a mobile device. So we have to use my Chromebook, which has a not very good camera on it.
It's fine.
Fine. But you can see us. If we're coming closer, does that help? Hello.
Let's do this one.
Well, yeah, you can futz with that a little bit, because I'm reminded, when you said ring light, it reminded me of Ashley. I want to call her Georgakopoulos, but it's something like that. It's like, do you know this actress named Ashley Georgakopoulos?
I don't.
Georgakopoulos. Anyway, she's friends with Kira Cup. So I've never met Ashley, but we followed each other on the Instagram because Kira said, "Oh, you should," and the idea was to get Ashley on the old show that I had in Pigeon Forge with Kira. It never worked out.
We were just talking about Kira.
Yeah.
Hi, Kira.
And that's what made me think of Ashley, because she posted some new pictures on Instagram, and you can see the ring light in her eye, in her pupils.
Isn't that cool?
Have you noticed this before?
I have. I've seen.
That's the first time I ever had seen it.
So, we had talked about going live today and just experimenting, because it's like a weird day. Yesterday was a weird day. Good Lord, what is happening? Yesterday was a weird day. Today is a weird day. Yeah. Because I'm tired. I stayed up too late.
You shouldn't have stayed up too late.
Look, okay. I know.
Why did you stay up so late?
Because it was election results, and I'm curious to see what happens in the world. You don't care.
Well, not enough to stay up late.
Yeah.
I probably went to bed. Let's see. I went to bed. You know what? Here's how I can tell. Normally, I like to do the New York Times crossword puzzle at 10 p.m. when it comes online.
Yes.
And I do it as fast as I can. And then I'm done. I go to bed. Well, last night I was too tired to stay up. So I went to bed, therefore, at before 10 p.m. Not much. I remember thinking, a little bit before 10. I can't make it another 15 minutes until 10.
Yeah.
And by the time I checked my phone one more time at 9:50 something, I'm like, I'm out. So I went and then I got up and did the crossword at like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Oh, well, see, I
made a good time too.
I was still driving home from Gatlinburg. I had a show last night.
Then you were concerned. Well, Krisha was talking about how weird it must be to have to be on stage and do a comedy show on a Tuesday night when it's election night.
And it was a weird energy show. It was fun, but it was weird.
Now, for all the years I was in Einstein Simplified, and I still am, it's just we haven't done a show since March, we would perform every Tuesday, save for 2 weeks at Christmas. So dozens of elections, whether they were primaries or presidential or municipal, they often many times would fall on a Tuesday night. Especially, obviously, the national elections would always fall on Tuesday night. So at least once a year and multiple times during the year, we would be doing a show on election night, and we would just not know.
Yeah.
You'd be up there doing the bit.
Well,
and I remember 4 years ago, we're up there doing the thing. And then I had a fun time. And then people in the people in the troop start checking their phones. I'm like, I'm leaving.
Gotta go.
I'm going home. I'm going to bed. I don't want to know.
It was funny last night because every time the blackout would happen, everybody's phones would light up.
Explain that. Blackout is
so in between bits. And, we're still on stage and people, I don't know, I'm sure some people realize, but if we're still on stage or we're coming on stage in the dark, we can see the audience better than when the lights are on.
Of course.
Especially when you pick up your phone and it glows in your face.
Oh, because everybody is checking their messages.
Was checking their messages and checking whatever. I'm sure, but every time the lights would go out, everybody's faces would glow.
That's pretty funny.
We're like, thanks for participating. But, the thing is, everybody needs a distraction. And
so it was good that you did a show. I advised you beforehand to go and do it. We were at the funeral. Yeah. We were at a funeral on Monday.
Yeah.
That was a good funeral. We'll have to talk about that in an upcoming episode of the Krisha Frank podcast. But you were like, oh, no. We have to do a show on election night. And I said, while we're waiting in line to pay our respects, I said,
it's going to be a good thing. But it was fine. Honestly, I was more worried about the weird energy of it. And it was a weird night. It was a weird show night. Everybody was in a different place. And I was already in an emotionally like yesterday was like when my mom died, and today is Hannah's 16th birthday. So
not just yesterday is the anniversary.
Right, the anniversary, right.
15 years ago.
But
I didn't make her do a show. Oh, your mom died. Come on out to Sweet Fanny.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, but it's always like this weird time where I don't know if I'm going to be emotional or not. And yesterday, buddy, I had a day.
Okay, now we talked about being emotional on death anniversaries. I always felt kind of melancholy on the anniversary of my dad's death. But then it got to a point where it had been so long that I kind of stopped.
Yeah.
I kind of slowed on that. Because now
you're not an emotional person in general.
Yeah, but I mean, you kind of feel this obligation like, oh, it's the anniversary.
I feel obligated to
I
be
am
sad.
not supposed to be happy or laughy or jokey.
See, I didn't feel that way.
But I mean, I always had that weird, just that that season of the year would roll around. January would roll around, and I'd be like, now, thankfully, my son was, so then we were able to move by it.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, my dad's been gone for 37 years.
That's a long time. So, that's almost as long as I've been alive.
Yeah, 37 and a half, really.
Yeah.
So, so after a while, it's like, it's okay.
Yeah, it's
not going to change. Nothing's going to.
It's always a weird time because my mom died the day before Hannah turned 1.
Yeah.
So,
oh, wow.
It's always this weird memory of pushing through this first birthday of everything's fine. But it's also like a gift. It's a gift to remember and celebrate. I don't know. But I thought going live today would be just like.
Is it often election day then when these events happen? Because like Megan's birthday is, and you have another birthday, a friend in November, but all those folks, so the election day often happens. I remember doing a bit on WAVA telling Don and Mike that if my daughter were born on actual election day, which thank goodness she wasn't, we would name her Arcadia, I think is what I said. Because at the time, this is so obscure, at the time there were some former members of Duran Duran who had a spin-off band called Arcadia, and their one and only hit was called Election Day.
Wow. That is a deep dive for a kid's name.
Yeah, so I didn't mean it. I was lying. There's no way I was going to call her Arcadia.
You lied on radio?
Well, I stretched the truth. I
straight up lied.
I mean, how much of radio is it's show business? They don't. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors in radio.
I don't have giant eyelashes, but I wear them on stage.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and they actually got glued to my own eyelash last night. Oh no, you can't see it, but
some of it left.
It ripped out half of my eyelash last night.
Ooh, nasty.
Yeah,
nasty.
Yeah, but it's just it's a day. It's a good day to just check in and be like, hey,
Hey,
because here's what I've realized and decided, and this is when I finally went to bed last night. And part of when I went to bed was just because I was still jazzed up from doing a show. You can't like immediately go to bed when you get home from a show.
yeah, the reason you do a show is to get that high, get that rush.
Yeah, that endorphin. Yeah. But it really doesn't matter, because the friends that I have in my life are still my friends. The family that I have in my life are still my family, and none of that will change. And based on what happens today, tomorrow, Friday. And I think it's really easy to let like this giant umbrella of humanity feel a weight on you no matter what.
Because you're thinking macro, big picture, which is not our responsibility. You should be focused, like you said, on the micro.
Right. And in my life, there are acquaintances and there are people, and we're all here taking care of each other in whatever way we need to take care of each other, whether we agree with each other or not. And to me, that's more important than whatever the results are, because that's going to happen. And last night I was texting with my friend Karis, and she was like, I'm doing okay. And because I was checking, I'm like, how you doing over there? And I said, I'm going to bed, because what's going to happen has already happened.
Yeah.
And that's not going to change based on me fretting about anything.
I do worry about people on Facebook, though, specifically, who are so full of anger and so full of vitriol, but I don't think they mean it. I think they get like we talked about when you're on the radio, we're used to that. But when you get on Facebook, it's really the same thing. So you tend to get puffed up and you tend to exaggerate, I would think. But I've seen people who I respected say, you should unfriend me because of your beliefs.
Right.
And I generally don't, because I'm accepting of their beliefs, even though on this particular issue, we clearly disagree. I would qualify as someone who they want
to unfriend
to be unfriended by. Yeah, they want me to unfriend them because they've said some outrageous thing about, if you feel about, if
you feel about this topic,
you feel
this
A
way,
and not B, then you are terrible
be
and
done with me.
You should unfriend me.
I mean, I have a hard time. I actually just retweeted Whitney Cummings, the comedian.
She used to write a lot of sitcoms, I think.
And she's a very funny woman. And I just retweeted something she wrote, because I find it's kind of important. She wrote, and she's a comedian, but I love this. We forgive others not because they deserve forgiveness, but because we deserve peace. And I quote tweeted it and said, we forgive ourselves for the same reason. And I think that that's an important thing, that no matter what this last year, the last 4 years have been such like this black or white, and nothing is ever black or white. There's a gray area, and most of us live in that gray area.
Yeah.
But
we're trying to turn, politics used to be something that you would debate in the political,
I'm just gonna have myself a bourbon and sit here and talk about.
But literally, you could have this debate, this argument on the floor of the
whatever
city council chamber, the county commission, the state house, Senate, U.S. House, and those guys could debate, but then they could go out to have a steak and potatoes afterward, and be okay with it, because their ultimate goal was the same. Their ultimate goal was the betterment of the country, but they had two different visions for getting there. And now it feels like it has gotten so polarized that the ultimate goal is no longer the same.
Well, we're arguing for humanity at this point.
Yeah, there's two different visions of the world, two different worldviews, and it overlaps into everything, whether it's the coffee you drink or the chicken you eat. Which it shouldn't. You shouldn't know the politics of the restaurants you go to or the shoes you wear. It shouldn't matter. Right.
But I think that we're all fighting for what we believe, the common decency and the humanity. We just disagree on how to get there. But really, nobody, I don't know, maybe I can't speak for anybody, but I think we all want better lives, and we all want to treat I can't even say that we all, because I want people just to be nice and be kind.
That's what I want.
I don't give a flip what you believe.
Yeah.
A
lot of it
basic human rights for every human being
goes to my church view, where you have to respect all life, all people are worthy of respect.
Yeah.
And that's, and that in the particular church I go to, they say, well, it doesn't jive with any political party.
Yeah.
There's no political party that lines up with this church view, because you got this part over here, you got that part over there. Those are on the wrong side. you know.
Yeah. I think more than anything, we're all just going to be okay. We're all going to be okay.
Yeah.
We're going to wake up tomorrow. We're going to be all right.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I mean, I spouted off some there, but I mean, I'm not going to really stress over that.
Do you have a way of decompressing? Because I know that we're joking that you're not emotional, but I it's a joke, but I don't believe that that's actually true, because I think that everybody processes emotions in a different way. But do you have a specific thing that you do? Like you were saying, you play crossword before you go to sleep, like something that you do when you do feel stressed? Because I've seen you like stress land.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have something specific? Do you have a mantra? Do you have like something that you do that you may not even realize is your ritual to?
You know, a lot of times it's working and being busy is how I work through it.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times what makes me stressed is that mountain of things to do. And the only thing I can do is start attacking the mountain and start doing the work. And sometimes it means sitting up and writing, editing, whatever the job is, you know, doing the job is the only thing I can do to relieve that. I'm not manic depressive or whatever you would call it, but I feel like sometimes I get waves of
we all do.
Of energy to do a lot, and then other times I don't want to do anything. So
do you let yourself be still? Do you let yourself just be lazy?
I mean, I might go take a nap.
The hardest thing in the world for me is to be lazy.
Yeah, I generally am restless. Yeah. Generally speaking, I'm like pacing or restless or.
Yeah. Laughing for me, like when we were at the funeral the other day, and
that was a good time.
We all were just like belly, like that laughter that makes you hurt and your cheeks hurt. That to me is the best release ever. And sometimes when that happens, it allows me to do what I did and go home and kind of have myself like a little mopey down day, because it just gets it all out. But being on stage, that's my jam, dude.
That is a absolute blessing. You get that. Yeah, I love that. I mean, doing the show with you relaxes me.
It's all coping mechanisms.
It is, because I find that on days that we do the show, and here's a little secret for y'all, is we often do multiple episodes back to back so that Krisha doesn't have to drive over here every day.
I mean, I would. I can't though.
Yeah, but we do multiple. So when we knock out a bunch of episodes, and then I want to go in, I'm like, well, I better start editing tomorrow's show. And I'm like, and it's not even that hard of an edit job. It's like I like to put little words along the bottom, and you know, and
little sound effects.
You know,
if you have not watched the Sharps Ridge episode,
that was yesterday's show.
Just for the sheer fact that Frank discovered that he could add sound effects into it, and there's one at the very beginning, and there's one right towards the end. I watched it so many times, and I know that may be vain. I'm watching myself, but it was.
I gave you a sound effect,
funny.
And I gave myself a sound effect.
So funny.
Because it's unexpected.
It makes me so happy.
That's
it's the stupidest thing.
So that's what I mean by editing. So like today, I've got to crank out the show for tomorrow. Thankfully, I've already started on it.
Right.
So I just have to get it done, and then I can just relax. I mean, I don't know what I'll do.
Yeah.
Except that I'll just feel tired.
Yeah.
I'll feel too tired to work. That's what it is. I mean, there are times when I get a feeling like a depression. Like I'm just down.
I've been fighting a wave of that the last few days.
I haven't had that lately because we had that awesome funeral to go to.
Yeah.
But I haven't. But it happens. You know, and I got to get on the unemployment website and apply for 3 jobs every week.
Yeah.
So that eventually, I've got zero money from them yet.
Yeah.
But eventually, I imagine they'll send me some.
Yeah. They gave me a nice little back pay. That was. Yeah. From flying Amble, from being shut down. Okay. But I've been fighting the depression wave, and I realized that I start projecting, maybe in a good way, maybe in a bad way, but I start putting out, like, I don't know if you saw, like, I tweeted and I posted on Instagram, like, do you have a plan how to take care of yourself this week? Make sure you're reaching out to people. Like, we're all carrying weight that we don't even know we're carrying. And so by reaching out into the world and saying, hey, I'm not really okay all the time.
You see, that's where my lack of emotional depth. I just read it. I'm like, well, I don't think that she didn't mean me. She must mean somebody else next.
Oh, son. She doesn't mean me. No, and I do mean you.
No, you don't.
I do.
Is it brighter back
It's brighter.
Why hit the plant?
Because we're on a roller coaster.
Everybody.
No, I do mean you. I mean everybody, because, like, even if you don't realize, you're still consuming all of the crap that's going on, even if you're not.
Even if you're deliberately not turning on the television.
That's part of it.
We did not turn on the television last night. I looked a little bit at some websites,
right,
but I didn't turn on the TV.
And so, but that's a deliberate, it's still there. You have an awareness of it, whether you're turning it on or not.
All right.
You have an awareness of it. And so there's like a weight. And if you don't expel that, you're just carrying this backpack of bulk pooty.
Yeah.
I almost said a bleep word.
All right. Yeah. I guess I
yeah. That's why I started running. My poor little heart couldn't take what was happening in my life. So I just started walking, and then I started running, and I haven't been for a run in a while.
I should start walking.
My booty's going to start sagging again.
I should start. I need to do. I like to walk around the neighborhood, but it's too steep for Jerry to. She doesn't like it. Hurts her legs. So I don't go. And
that may be part. But you've been working in the yard, and your back's a little janky.
Yeah, but I didn't lose any weight working in the yard. It didn't help me.
It says we have 4 watchers. How are you guys doing?
You're one of them. Keep in mind.
No, I turned it off.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate that. That's very cool. It doesn't tell us who you are. My son was saying that some of the YouTube people he likes to watch will, when they're approaching a milestone, like 1,000 subscribers, which we still have a ways to go, they will do a live stream and try to until like a marathon, until they
we are not getting off here until we get back.
Yeah. So I mean, our next milestone is 400 crows. If those crows could just subscribe to YouTube, you get to hear yourself on the internet, crow. Oh well. But we need to get a few more. I think last I checked, we were at 364.
Yep.
So I can check it again.
Yeah.
And see.
So we'll sit here until we get to 1,000.
Well, seriously, remember I just mentioned that I'm unemployed. I got to do unemployment and blah, blah, blah.
I mean, I'm semi-unemployed. It's the same as being semi-retired.
My hope is to make this the job. If we can make the Krisha and Frank show our job, would that be all right?
I mean, it already is our job.
Would you hire me?
I would hire you. Would you hire me?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I think we could do
Seriously,
this.
crows? We need a gun.
They get mad.
They're mad as hell right now.
I know a guy who fired a BB at a crow and killed it.
Oh, no. Don't kill the crow.
Well, what are you going to do? He fired a BB at the crows and he hit one.
But don't hit one.
Then what are you supposed to do?
Go, kablooey.
No, but that's how
what's happening.
That's how they go away. That's
what if I just go in the yard and yell?
Yeah,
I'm gonna try.
I don't think that does enough.
I'm gonna see if I am the same equivalent as killing a crow.
No, because they'll remember you.
Cool.
They'll remember what you wear. In fact, there's a scientific survey or study. What do you call it?
Hey, get out of it, crow!
No, you have. No, what will happen if you accidentally, quote unquote, killed one of them? They would have a funeral for that crow and remember the danger area and not come back.
Well, give me a gun.
I don't have a gun.
I don't either. At Walmart, stopped selling them.
And it wasn't even a gun. It was like a BB.
Ooh, what if
it was a BB gun, you know?
They went away though.
Okay, they just moved
on down the street.
I mean, what if you did your turkey bit from Sharps Ridge?
Crows can hold long-lasting grudges, though.
That's what I'm talking about. So this guy I know, who shot at the crows, when they see him again, they get upset and they scatter.
But what if you make friends with a crow?
Why would you do that?
But if you make friends with one crow, right? And you say, hey, look at Fred.
Yeah.
When you guys come up in here and you're going, it's bothersome, and it really is kind of annoying. It would be cool if between the hours of this and this, you guys just took your little caw party on out of here. And if you make friends with them, if they have that memory, if they can hold a grudge, maybe they can hold some love or some care in their heart soul too.
They're crows. They're smart birds. But they're interested in their own
self. If they're able to hold a grudge, though,
they're into their own self-preservation.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. Now, see, the crows to me are annoying, but I love the hawks, the red-tailed hawks that are there in those woods. Those are my faves.
They're pretty.
And they have that screechy seagull sound to me. To me, they sound like seagulls. And I can tell when they're around. They're not around now because the crows, no, I don't think that the crows like the hawks. Yeah. So if I get the hawk,
ooh,
I got to record the hawk sound. Maybe we could record the hawk sound and play that to scare away the crows.
I don't know. They went away when I went and yelled at them.
They did. Either that or they just, it's somebody else's turn.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thanks for hanging out with us.
It was a trial. It was a test. We would appreciate your comments and critiques. You can send them to us, krishaandfrank@gmail.com.
You can also follow us on all the socials, Krisha and Frank.
Because, this camera, it's the built-in laptop camera. But as we get a little more money from our PayPal donations, krishaandfrank@gmail.com, we can, we're going to buy a better camera.
Yeah.
And some other, and 2 microphones, I think is the plan, right?
Yeah.
This mic is not bad.
No, it's good.
But I'd like to get, the next level, take it up to YouTube level 2.
Yeah, 2.0.
Yeah, we got to get up there.
We've already gone to podcast level 2.0. So.
Have we?
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. It's all right. Krisha and Frank show. I'm Frank. She's Krisha.
Those are the crows.
Figure that out.
Bye.
Bye, crows.
Bye. Do we have to do our 10-second hold ending now?
I don't think so. Well, we can if we want. I figured out that at the recorded videos, if we give them 10 seconds of stillness at the end, I could put the subscribe button. Because what happens is I put it on anyway. But if we're moving around, it's like we constantly we don't know.
I just wonder, like, if
what?
we I mean,
yeah, go ahead and do it. And then I'll go ahead and when I save this.
I was just gonna.
What?
I don't know.
Say words.
Well, I'm trying to. I'm trying to. I'm tired.
Okay, so we're doing the 10-second thing?
Are we?
Yes, so that's what I'm trying to get to, is that we can do the 10-second thing. And then later, when I go back to the video, I can lay in the subscribe button somewhere. And
here.
All right. Thanks for watching. Talk to you again. Tune in tomorrow for another exciting program.
And take care of you.
Tomorrow we talk about you at the Salvador Dali Museum.
Oh yeah. And the cacophony of getting there.
All right. Are we waiting for applause?
No, are we doing our 10 seconds?
I'm doing it. I forgot to check the timer.
20 seconds.
How long?
Like 2 more seconds.
2 more seconds?
Yeah, I'm moving though.
Oh, all right. It'll be okay.
Okay. Good Lord.
Who knows what we're doing?
Bye. End it. Make it. We can't end it.